Good morning and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot. My name is Raquel. Thank you for being here. Today is Sunday. As in every Sunday, we have an energy forecast, an interactive tarot that we look at the days ahead of us. So this video goes from Monday, June 15th to Sunday, June 21st of 2006. All right. And another thing that we look at is the phase of the moon that we're in, right? So on the 21st, we have that it is Sunday, we have the summer solstice, and we also have a first quarter of the moon, right? So right now we are leaving behind or the dark moon, and we are still on that new moon energy. So great for these new beginnings, right? Now, it is an interactive tarot, so we have today the pink fairy, the yellow fairy, and the purple fairy, and we have these three decks. Let me move around the fairies a bit so you can look at the backs as well. All right, and pick the one that intuitively calls you, right? That you feel attracted to it, right? And we always begin by grounding our energy, centering, and connecting with our breath. So follow along if this feels good. I also suggest that you are in a place where you're undisturbed so you can connect energetically with this video. Even though we are not in the same physical space, we can connect energetically. And when we are interrupted or in a place where there is a lot of noise, sometimes our attention moves around. And if the attention moves, then we lose that connection. All right. Okay. So I start by planting my feet, my bare feet on the ground, right? On the floor, and just imagining these roots growing from the plant of the foot that go all the way down to the center of the earth, right? And through these roots, all that is energy that doesn't belong to me, excess energy or tension, visualizing it leaving my body through the um, soles of my feet, right? All the way down to the earth. Then putting your two hands in the center of your chest, that's your heart chakra, connecting with yourself and with your energy, and then taking a deep breath together. Let's inhale through the nose, hold for a second or two, and gently exhale, elongating that exhale. You want to always make that exhale double, if possible, than the inhale. All right. And now look at the three decks we have in front of us and pick the one that resonates with you, the one that calls you. Okay, perfect. Let's begin with the pink fairy. Oops, we're leaving some cards behind here. There we go. And as I mentioned, on this week we have the energy of the new moon, right? That's gonna be from the new moon all the way to that first quarter moon. So new beginnings, things that we want to grow, right? All right, we move the cards a little bit. And we wake them up, although they have been prepared prior to the video starting. All right, we set the intention. We would like guidance for our week, the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right, let's begin seeing what energies we have at the beginning of the week, middle of the week, and end of the week. Very straightforward, one card for each. All right, so here, oops, at the beginning of the week, and the card fell. All right, here we have it. We have the Ace of Cups. Wow, wow, wow. What a good card to get at the beginning of the week. I love when we get an ace at the beginning of the week. It tells us right what's happening. So energetically, the energy forecast says that the beginning of this week, and remember, we are just from the dark moon all the way to that first quarter. So it's the energy of the new moon. So, what do we have? An Ace of Cups, right? And this is a new opportunity, a new beginning, something new that's entering your life, right? And like we have here, it comes from spirit, right? And it is an opportunity that spirit brings you. So something new that is entering, right? And the cups, because we are at the water element, it signifies something that brings us joy, that brings us um, all types of positive emotions, right? That it's an opportunity that comes from love too. So it's a beautiful, lovely card, right? And what I always advise when an ace comes is to be on the lookout for these opportunities, for these, to take this new energy, right? Because right now it is something new that is being presented to us from spirit. But at the end of the day, it's always up to us what we do with it because we do have choice and free will. So there is this energy that something, it's a new energy, something new is coming that goes perfect with this new moon, right? However, it is an opportunity that is given to you by spirit. It's kind of like like a personal gift to you, right? So knowing that there is this energy of the moon, the new moon, besides this, you're giving this gift of newness, right? Of starting something new. Would you like to use that? Let's see. Is it this something that you can apply to a new relationship? Do you see a new relationship beginning? Something that is right at the beginning? Um, is it a holiday? Is it a job? Is it a project, right? Um, or if you're already in a settled uh, relationship, right? Or you are in a job that you enjoy and it's stable. What does this new opportunity mean for you? What is this newness that you can use? So be on the lookout for new things entering your life at the beginning of this week. This is around Monday and Tuesday. And then how will you use this energy, right? What is a goal? What is something that really excites you and that you want to use this energy around you to help it grow? All right. So, very positive card, a lovely beginning in both sense, not only because the tarot is telling you there is this gift from spirit, but you are also in that new moon energy. Now, towards the middle of the week, things take a turn, not to the bad, because it's a king of wands. So we have this a masculine energy with the fire element, right? So this is a passionate king, right? um, a king that directs his intention very well, right? That knows what he wants and knows how to get it as well, right? So is in tune with his goals and what he's doing. It is a fire energy, so it is a very passionate energy. So if this king was to give you advice right now, the spirit of this card was to give you advice, would it say take control, right? So these we're talking Wednesday and Thursday, like the middle of the week. It is a time to take control, right? And this is take control of towards where you're going, take control of your intentions, take control of what you want, right? So do not leave things for others to decide. Do not let others mark the pace or tell you where you're going. Take control of your life, take control of what you want. You've been presented with a great opportunity. That energy of the moon is growing. You know, take the one, take the magic one, set your intentions, be clear on your goal. But mostly it is about you not allowing others to tell you what to do. And this is not in an aggressive way, but in a gentle manner, that you say, okay, this is where I want, this is the intention I am setting for this week, the intention I'm setting with the new moon. These are my goals, this is what I want, and I'm going to manage how to manifest it, or how to attract the things that I want in my life, or how to even grow them. But not looking for outside validation, not looking at advice from others. No, you are managing yourself and where you're going. All right. So, this is what this king advises you, to take control of your life right now. And at the end of the week, so we are already Friday, Saturday, and Sunday towards the weekend, and we have the Six of Swords. All right. So the Six of Swords is always this card of moving away, right? And the swords is the air element, right? And what is the Six of Swords advising you for this weekend? It is exactly this. It is to create space and move from anything that is is heavy, right? And when I mean heavy, heavy in thought. So, for example, um, this weekend, examine your thoughts, right? So, if you're thinking, I'm putting examples right now, if you're thinking about a relationship or a friendship, or conversations with people that just leave you feeling uneasy, right? And listen to that, right? And that just means that it's time to create space, right? Perhaps it's not time to cut ties with a person altogether just because of a bad conversation or a bad interaction or something that happened. But it is important enough for you to say, you know what, I'm going to take a break from this, right? So this weekend, really see what it is that it's giving you that pause of, I don't like where this is going, right? It could be conversations that you've had with somebody, it could be something that has to do with others that leaves you feeling uneasy. And this card says, take a break from it, create a little bit of space. Do not necessarily see this person or go to this event or something. Just create a little bit space for yourself. Um, to leave behind any conversations that have left a bad taste in your mouth, or things that are not settled well. So based on what the cards are saying, it is a week to really focus on your goals, on the things that you really want, right? Take control. At the beginning of the week is about really looking out for opportunities and signs from spirit, because there is this new energy. Then taking that control, sitting in like a leadership position in your life. And then the weekend is about taking a break and leaving some things behind. So just taking a break from some people, from some situations, and just focusing on the things that you want right now, but not engaging in conversations that leave you feeling uneasy, or even entertaining thoughts right now that may bring your energy down. So take a break from anything that does not bring you joy, right? It doesn't mean you have to cut ties with people. Just take a break, take time for yourself, and to focus on the things that you really want. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. And remember, this is a general reading for the collective, even if we make them interactive. So take what resonates, let go of the rest. And if you want us to look at your particular situation, I offer online sessions that can be done either by video or phone, as well as chat and pre-recorded readings. If you want more information, go to my website or my Gumroad storefront. I will leave you the links in the description, or just reach out if you have questions. Anything that you want to know, I'm happy to answer. All right, let's go now with this yellow fairy for those of you who picked this one. All right. Let's move the cards around a little bit, right? And now set the intention. I am a cat lady, and sometimes, I'm sorry, there are cat hairs everywhere. My little kitties get in every space in my house. So when you're a cat lady, the cat hairs are a given. All right, let's set that intention. Please give us guidance, insight, and advice. Tell us the energy forecast for our week. And we're looking at the beginning of the week, middle of the week, and end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. All right. Let's see. Oh, we got more than one card. Oh, we got a lot of cards. So I try to honor all the cards that want to come out. Now, there are a lot that did come out here, but we are going to read them. As I tell you, we are going to get them and read them, because there may be an important message. So if more are like either jumping out or they want to come out, we'll read them. It's 5, it's quite a bit, to be honest, but I honor whatever comes out. Now, the middle of the week. All right, and here are 2 cards. So this deck has more to tell us than end of the week. Again, 2 cards. All right, so we have a really filled table here, but I honor them all. So let's put them in order as they came out and read them. As a tarot reader, my job is to read the cards for you. So who answers the call? So who is the protagonist here leading all these message of these 5 cards is the 4 of Cups. All right, so we're going to do them all one-on-one, and then we're going to put it all together. So the 4 of Cups, here we have the water element and the energy of the 4, right? And this is sometimes called the card of apathy, right? Because we see this person with 4 cups in front of them and not paying attention, right? And this card has even this it looks like a magical individual, like a muse by his side, just so he will look at what's laying in front of him, those four cups. So the 4 of Cups here tells you that the energy at the beginning of the week may start with you feeling that, everything is maybe normal, or there is apathy, or there is not a lot of motivation. So this card is kind of a wake-up call, in the sense that if this card is giving you advice, the spirit of this card would say, hey, there are things around you that are worth for you to pay attention to, right? This could be blessings that you have been given. This could be gifts that you have been given, opportunities. Things are in your life right now that deserve for you to pay attention to them. So the advice is to pause and really reflect on the things that you have that you love, that bring you happiness, that are blessings, or even the opportunities that you have in front of you. This is kind of the card that it kind of like shakes you a little bit and says, hey, pay attention to everything that's around you at this time. There is more here than you realize. So motivate yourself, right? Because there is more going on than you see, all right? Because you're not paying attention energetically. And what cards support it? So we have the moon, major arcana, major advice. All right. And the moon, what is the moon adding to this, right? So the moon has a different type of significance in tarot, right? It could be illusions, but it could also be making sure, just like the actual moon that reflects everything to us, right, reflects the light of the sun and whatever emotions we have when there is a full moon, right, if they they escalate, right? So if we are feeling peaceful and joyful, we feel more of that. If we feel chaotic, depressed, angry, that goes up as well. So everything is an amplifier. That's the word I was looking for. So the moon right now is bringing you the advice of be conscious that everything will be amplifying around you. So when you're not paying attention to the things that are truly important in your life, there is an energy that is going to amplify that by you becoming more detached. So, but when you change that and start paying attention to what's important. So, if I had you in front of me right now in a coaching session, I would ask you to really reflect what are the most important things for you in your life? What are they? Name them to me. What are the most important things in your life? And then I would ask you, and what are you doing to take care of those things, to notice these things, to be grateful for these things, to tend to it, things or people or relationships or whatever it is. So the moon is telling you, uh, the Four of Cups, it wants you to look at what's important in your life, and the moon is telling you, all right, whatever it is that you are feeling right now towards this thing is going to amplify. So if you're not paying attention to something that's important to you, that means it may fall off of your life, right? So tend to it. If something is important, do pay your attention, put your energy towards it, because whatever you are doing, that's going to be amplified. So if you're not paying attention to something that's important, you may lose it. Important thing that the moon is telling us here. And what else supports this message? And we have the Three of Pentacles, right? And the Three of Pentacles is supporting this message because right now we are like talking about cards that are supporting the main message. So let's just put it here so you can see them all. So the Three of Pentacles, right, is a card of expansion. It has the energy of the three, that is growth, creates and grows, and Pentacles, that it is the earth element. So it tells you not only to pay attention to things, to remember that whatever energy you're putting is what's going to happen. So if you tend to it with love, with care, with attention, with gratefulness for it, for the thing, for whatever it is that is important to you, then it could grow. But that you also need to put effort, right? So put effort towards things. Do not only be notice them and be grateful because you don't want to lose them. Put effort. What does it mean? If I ask you what's important to you right now, right? How can you put your attention to it so you don't lose it, and what efforts can you do at this time to maintain it in your life, to care for it? What efforts can you put at this time? This would be the question you need to answer. And look at this, and the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is also a card of effort, of work, right? So it's saying, okay, what can you do towards it? And this card is saying, do not just do something small. These are is consistent efforts, consistent things that you need to do towards what is important right now. This is consistency, right? And the last card is the Six of Swords. All right, so let's read all these together as your energy forecast and advice for the beginning of the week. All right, what is important to you in your life? And what can you do to pay more attention to it? Because if you are not paying attention to it, if you're not grateful for it, it may leave your life. So, whatever it is that's important to you, answer that question to yourself. Remember, it is your energy, your intention, your love that you need to put to it, or it's going to fall off of your life. You need to put effort, right? What efforts can you do? What can you do to care for the things that you want, to materialize them, to manifest them in your life? What are the steps that you can do? And what is the consistency? Because it's not like, oh, how many people do we know that at the beginning of the year they have this goal or this thing that they want? They may want to lose weight, join a gym, whatever it is. And they do the first steps, right? So let's say they want to lose weight and join the gym. They call the gym, they find the gym, they get the membership. Okay, those are the first steps. But then they lack the consistency, right? So, the cards. What's important for you in your life? What are you not paying attention to? What can you do to pay attention to it? Because remember, whatever you are not adding to it can fall off your life. What's the effort that you can do? And how can you remain consistent? What is the consistency that you have to it? It's not one thing and then, okay, that's no, no, no. You need consistency towards the things that are important in your life. And last, we have the Six of Swords, right? And the Six of Swords in this reading, all right, we got the Six of Swords in the other deck, but here it has a different meaning for the situation, for where it is located and the cards around it. And it is saying, right now you need to not pay attention to these negative thoughts, right, that come in and make you doubt yourself. So, what's important for you in your life right now, or what's important this week, right? And how can you pay more attention to it? What efforts can you make? And remember to stay consistent and do not listen to those negative thoughts that make you doubt yourself and your abilities, right? And these can be applied to anything that you said is important for you in your life and is important this week. All right. So it's a long message, but I believe when all these cards, when a lot of cards come out in something that could be easy, that could be a one card straightforward, that this is what we aim here. This is because Spirit wants you to know something important, right? And what I am sensing is that there are important things for you or your life that you are not seeing, that you're not paying attention to it, that you're not putting effort and consistency. And you may be entertaining thoughts that are not helpful at this time. All right, let's look towards the middle of the week. And what is the guidance? You got two cards here. And look at this. So the main advice comes from the Spirit of the Eight of Swords and supports it the Page of Swords. So here we have swords, swords, swords. So the middle of the week, again, the Spirit of the Eight of Swords is telling you, all right, there may be too many thoughts around you at this time, all right? And you are really being imprisoned from your thoughts. So at the beginning of the week, it's already the last card supporting the main message is already telling you there is some type of thinking that is not serving you right now, right? That could be self doubt, that could be negativity. Any thoughts that do not serve you well, do not entertain them, all right? thoughts do not necessarily mean intuition or facts or that is something that is right. So if a thought is not serving you, is making you feel small, is making you feel depressed, is not an encouraging, motivating, inspirational type of thought, does not serve you. Do not let thoughts imprison you. And because what happens is that when we have a lot of fear based thoughts, so fear is first, it is a normal human emotion. Actually, not human because animals feel fear as well, right? Now, it is a low vibrating emotion in the scale of energy, right? Because what it does is it keeps us stuck, right? It makes us small and it keeps us stuck. And a lot of our fears come from our thoughts. So we have a thought that creates the emotion, right? So the thought that we have, that we entertain, creates the emotion. And it's kind of like the cat that bites its tail because the thought creates the emotion, and those emotions then create more thoughts, and they keep you in a loop that's unhealthy, right? So in the middle of the week, really, this card would say, what thoughts are you entertaining? Really, that do not serve you, that cage you, that keep you stuck. Examine your thoughts, right? And then the page, look at how the page adds to it. Examine your thoughts. What are you entertaining? And the page says, what can you do to take that sword, take those thoughts, and actually start using your thoughts in a way that is more empowering, right? That instead of entertaining thoughts that cage you, that imprison you, that make you feel small, right? At the beginning of the week was already move away from this type of thinking. But here in the middle of the week, it tells you really examine your thoughts. And instead of this, choose thoughts that empower you, right? There was a saying, and I forgot who said it, but it was interesting. It said we should choose our thoughts the same way we choose our clothes in the morning. So if something is not good for us, then, you're not going to try to wear something that does not make you look good, right? So the same way, do not entertain thoughts that do not do good for you, and choose thoughts that empower you. Now, let's see what we have towards the end of the week, towards the weekend. Oh, the Temperance, Major Arcana, Major Advice, and Justice. Two major arcanas. Very important. So the weekend is moving into a different direction. So if you are following the advice here, and you start by paying attention, right, to the things that are important in your life, being consistent, doing effort, changing those negative thoughts that do not do you good, and empower yourself with your thinking, the weekend comes with a complete different energy, right? It comes, first of all, temperance is that card of patience, of moderation, of also temperance in most traditional tarot decks is always the angel, right? And it is reminding you of your guardian angel, of that uh, protector. And I truly believe that we have a spirit team, a spirit squad that really takes care of us, right? And send us messages sometimes during the day, some other times in our dreams. So temperance is reminding you that you are protected. Is also telling you to reach out to your guardian angel or to your guardian spirit, however you want to call it. Remember, in this space, all religions, all spiritual paths are welcome, and a lot of us use different languages to say the same. So this is telling you you are protected, right? Reach out to your guardian angel, to your guardian spirits, to those spirit guides. But besides this weekend also tells you to flow with things. Take it as a weekend, as an energy that's more spiritual towards the weekend. So flow with things, be patient, be moderate in your interactions, right? Kind of like somebody who flows gently, right? When you think of an angel, of a loving, gentle angel that protects, adopt that type of energy, right? Being gentle with yourself, flowing with things, being patient, mostly being patient and compassionate to yourself, besides being that to others, right? And justice, the justice card supports it by reminding you that the energy, the things that you do with your actions, with your words, and even with your thoughts, with your intention, everything comes back to you, right? In one way or another. So here we have temperance telling you be moderate, be patient, be gentle, right? Advises you to connect spiritually with your highest self, with your spirit tribe. And Justice says, remember, very important lesson, that whatever you give to others, karma will bring back to you. So it's not a punishment, it's just that what you're giving, you're also attracting, right? And that's why it's so important to connect spiritually and remember to be gentle, kind, patient, and moderate in all your dealings. All right. So, very interesting week energetically that you got here. Again, it starts by telling you what is important for you in your life. Remember to put effort, stay consistent with it. Whatever you do is going to make these things, important things in your life, stay in your life or fall out of your life. It's also important to move away from thoughts that do not serve you. Examine your thoughts in the middle of the week and only choose thoughts that empower you. The weekend becomes more spiritual. So take it easy in the weekend, connect with your faith or your spirituality, with your guardian angel or those guardian spirits, and also be moderate and patient and in all your dealings. Remember that it is thought, action, and word that creates karma. So what you're putting out is what you're receiving. Make sure that your thoughts, your actions, your words, and even your intention is aligned with your highest self. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. This was a little bit long because we got more cards here, so thank you for staying. And remember, general collective reading, take what resonates, do not ever force anything. And if you want us to look more in depth at your particular situation, I offer private sessions that can be done either by phone, phone call, or even chat. I'm on WhatsApp. So no matter where you are in the world, we can take a look at your situation. And I also offer those pre recorded readings. So remember to give us a thumbs up, thumbs up, liking, subscribing to the channel, but also reaching out if you want more information about my private sessions. All right, now let's look at the purple fairy. All right, let's move the purple fairy here. Let's move the cards a little bit. They've been prepared earlier, but I like to wake them up as I tell you. All right, let's set the intention. Please give us guidance, insight, and advice for our week. The beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. All right, let's see the beginning of the week with that new moon energy that we have. And we have 3 cards that begin our week. I'll put them here. And the middle of the week. Ooh. Talk to us. Talk to us. Okay. One. And the end of the week. Ooh, something fell down. All right. We honor all that want to come out and the ones that fall down. All right, let's move them here and see who answers our call for the beginning of the week. And it is the Two of Cups, great, and then followed by supported by Judgment and the King of Swords. All right, so we have a major arcana card there in the middle, but it's in the supportive position, so it's not the main protagonist. So the Two of Cups, we have that water element, right? And the energy of the twos. So here mostly the advice for the beginning of this week. And remember, we are in that new moon energy all through most of this week as the energy is growing. And we are just on a dark moon right now. So that is Sunday. So this is telling you, okay, just focus on the choices that you make at the beginning of the week. So this is the advice. Focus on the choices that you make and make sure those choices are and decisions that you make are coming or aligned with what you love and with who you love, right? It is an energy of love, and it's also a very intuitive energy, this of the cups. But it's all about choosing and making decisions that you feel good about, in the sense that it is the love vibration. And saying, when you make a decision or you're about to choose something or whatever it is at the beginning of the week, to pause. And I always say, connect with that heart chakra energy. Put your hands over your heart chakra, slow down and take deep breath and connect. Close your eyes and say, what is the choice that feels right at this time? And the right choice will give you peace, right? It will not give you anxiety. You will know if a choice is right because it will bring you peace. So choose out of love, and the choices that you make need to be aligned with that heart chakra, that center in your being, that center in the middle of your chest, that everything comes from love. And it is making choices this week needs to give you peace, and then that's vibrating from love. If it's not bringing you peace, it's not the right choice. And the Judgment card supports this message. It is a major arcana. It is just like justice. Judgment is another card that can signify karma, right? And we have, it's a card that mostly asks us to reflect on what we've done, on what we've said, on what we've been thinking, on what our intentions have been. So kind of reflecting on what we have been doing that have brought us to here, right? And Judgment card supporting these Two of Cups that you have here, that are telling you to choose out of with the energy of love and connecting with your heart chakra to make decisions. Judgment says, take a look at the past decisions that you have made, at your past choices, at things that have brought you to where you are right now this week, right? Learn from them. And remember that if you don't want the same results, do not choose the same way, right? I think it was Einstein who said that the definition of madness, of crazy, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And this is what Judgment is saying. Right now, any choices, any decisions this week be made out of love. So connect with your heart chakra. They are choices and decisions, whatever you do, that has to give you peace. But Judgment is also telling you, and look at your past, because If you don't want the same results, don't do the same things, right? So keep that in mind. And then the King of Swords adds to this message, right? By telling you, you are vibrating with the energy of love here to make decisions, to give you peace. You're also looking at what you have done in the past that has not worked, that you should not be doing the same on. But here, the King of Swords is saying, and remember to that you have discernment enough, right? Besides choosing from love, remember to make wise choices, right? Look at the lessons from the past. Look and feel more than look. Sense what gives you peace and making those choices out of love. But use your head to make wise decisions moving forward, right? So you get a reading at the beginning of the week that it's all about choices, decisions for your life that have to give you peace, that have to vibrate with the energy of love. But it's asking you to also look at what has happened before in the past. Do not do the same things if you do not want the same results. And also to engage your logic, your practical brain, and your wisdom. All right. And now let's look at the middle of the week. The High Priestess. Wow, wow, wow. Major Arcana, major advice, and who more than from the High Priestess that it is one of the loveliest cards. All right, the High Priestess, our intuition, our inner knowing, and the spark of the divine that's within us, right? And the High Priestess is telling you that the energy around you in the middle of the week is one where your intuition will be more what's the word, heightened, right? That it would be that their intuition is going to be right on point, right? And to make sure you pay attention to those intuitive nudges, to those psychic currents, and just see what your intuition is telling you. So the middle of the week, that would be around Wednesday and Thursday. Slow down and ask yourself, what's my intuition tell me right now? Right? Ask for signs from above. Ask for those signs from your spirit team, right? And from the divine source. Ask for a lot of signs. One wonderful exercise I like to advise is that asking and setting the intention before bed. So right before you're going to sleep, right when you, if you pray after sleep, if you prepare, if you have a nighttime routine, and then when you put that head in the pillow, just ask. You can ask your spirit team, you can ask source, please give me advice during the night, tell me things. And so the middle of the week, a lot of messages and intuition. Your intuition is going to be right on point. Ask for guidance, ask for messages, and be alert to the things your intuition tells you. And the weekend from Friday to Sunday, who answers? It's the Knight of Swords. And this is action. Knights are action, and swords is that air element, right? And what is the Knight of Swords advising us towards the weekend? It is take charge and do the things that, so not only doing things that you love, but any inspiration that you have, any thoughts, act on your thoughts, right? So this is a card of action, is a knight. Act on your thoughts. What thoughts are you having this weekend? What after the intuition that's on in the middle of the week, listening to that intuition, then you move into action. Act upon those thoughts and those things that also your intuition has guided you to. So the weekend, a lot of action. It is a time to do things. If you get inspiration for something, if there is something that's in your mind, this card is like the green light. Go ahead, do it, charge for it. Rips. straight like that night. All right. I hope you enjoyed your reading. You have a pretty straightforward reading this week. Mostly at the beginning of the week, make choices. It's all about leading, starting this new moon energy, leading from the heart, right? Make sure you remember your past lessons. You do not want to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. Engage your mind here. You have wisdom. Engage your mind. Think things through, those little gray cells, right? And at the middle of the week, your intuition will be on point. You will be more intuitive than ever in the middle of the week. Ask for more guidance from your spirit team, right? And pay attention to it. And on the weekend is all about action. So either guided by these intuitive messages that you have or any thoughts that you're having, it is about acting upon those thoughts. Always in love, light, and gentleness. Remember, we are peaceful beings here. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. There may be somebody who needs to hear it. Remember, these are general collective reading. Take what resonates, let go of the rest, and also know that tarot is a tool that every tarot reader uses this tool different. So it's important to ask when you go get a tarot reading, how does that reader use it? Some use it as fortune telling, predictive, some use it therapeutically. I personally use the tarot as a conversation with the divine, advice, and in coaching. So we get signs from the divine, they give us advice. It's a kind of an energy forecast. So that's why it's divinatory. But divinatory, that does not exactly mean fortune telling and predictive, because at the end of the day, the future is fluid. You have the gift of choice and the gift of free will, right? So even if you get signs and advice, the choice of how to move forward is yours. So if you want that private sessions with me, you can have a private session with me from anywhere in the world. We do them either by phone, video call, or even chat. You choose. And I have a 15-minute quick check-in and the sweet spot that I call it at 30 minutes, or the in-depth session at 1 hour. So there is different formats and different times, so something for every budget. I also offer pre-recorded readings, either in video form or audio, that get sent directly to your email that you can download and watch or listen over and over. Right. And if you have questions, reach out. I love answering any questions that you have of how my services can help you. I'm a board certified coach, board certified holistic practitioner specializing in energy healing, and I have a master's in psychology, and I have been a tarotist, a professional tarot reader for 30 years. So reach out for more. And I will also leave you the link in the description below. We have daily shorts in this channel, and there is something mostly every day of the week. So on Sundays, we have this energy forecast. Mondays, we look at work and career tarot. Tuesday is love and romance. Wednesday are it's pick a pile of oracle messages. So we do not do tarot, we do the oracle. And Thursday, we look at chakras and energy healing. And then Fridays, we have the weekend messages. So make sure to get those notifications and tell me in the comments, what deck did you pick? All right, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here and being part of this channel and this community. And brightest blessings your way. See you tomorrow.